the online ordering people do anymore. But I see these malls all the time, and if I had my choice to stay, I'm plugging in a battery, if you're wondering what I'm doing. If I had my choice, a GoPro battery. I've got a little charger back here that I plug my GoPro batteries into. It stays in the truck, stays plugged into the truck, charges up the GoPro batteries. I don't have to think about it. But yeah, as I have the choice of, a little farther on up the road, I could have stayed at a rest area, the South Carolina Welcome Center. I am not a big fan of welcome centers, and I will take this any day of the week. There was one other coach when I came in yesterday. He is gone. And it's about 9 o'clock in the morning. It is time to get rolling because I have about 100 miles to go to the Oaks in South Carolina. That's another Thousand Trails Park where I'll be doing the live tonight. So I got to get on the road. I'd like to check in there as early as possible. I'm not sure what time check-in is. And kind of start setting up for the live. So open mic night tonight. I always look forward to that. We'll see you guys in a little bit. It's longer for me. I have a drive. Yeah, I didn't want to do too much snooping around the buildings. I tried this one, obviously abandoned, but not wanting to attract attention to myself going over here. But you see the rain gutters falling down. It definitely took a pretty hard hit from the hurricanes and time, and I think that was probably it. Now the interesting thing is a lot of the lights, the parking lot and the lights back on those buildings back there, those lights all came on, so somebody's paying the power bill. But absolutely quiet, not a car drove by me last night, and I will take it. That is the preferred way. Oh, there's I have my cameras set up around the coach, and they have a strip of Velcro so I can set them up and just kind of monitor things at night. I got to go take those down and get rolling. All right. Dawn. Yeah. Dawn, we've been having a great show here, and I didn't realize we were not live.
We're not live?
We were not live. We've been live for about 4 minutes.
Wow.
We've been having a great conversation.
Yeah, I saw that timer. I said, well, surely that's just the video he's showing now.
Right. Yeah. No. Well, let me say hi to everybody really quick. Welcome to Happy Hour Live. You guys are about 30 minutes late. All right, because Dawn and I, we've been having a great show without you. And
wow.
I did
not. They heard none of that, huh?
They heard none of that. I hit the live. For some reason, it didn't go live, and I thought that it did. And so I just went on, and I apologize to everybody out there who has probably been kind of hanging out, wondering where I saw who was it here? Tom and Lori, they said I must have had to bug out for supper.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, let's say
wow.
hi to real quick. Now, who knows who's here, but welcome to the show. Welcome to Happy Hour Live. This is an unusual start, I will say. I have done that once before. When you go live, it just gives you a little "you're live," and then it disappears, and a counter starts up at the top left corner of my screen.
Right.
And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, how come that counter isn't counting off? And so sorry, guys, we're having technical difficulties with my crew. How's that?
You need to pay them more, Dave.
I need to pay them more. Welcome, Bill. Fired Up Cracker Box Pal is in the house. Don, Cowboy Biker Adventures, is here. And we've been having conversation without you. It's been pretty great. I have done that once before. Gosh, it was years ago, but I think it was in Las Vegas. And everybody just kind of hung out and talked in the comment section. And eventually I figured it out that we weren't live. There's Tom and Lori RV Live. They're hanging out there. Yeah. And I saw Miss Jen. I was going to say real quick, Miss Jen there is, she has got to be jet lagged. Jet lag Jen. She just flew in from Hawaii. And there's Tom and Lori that said maybe Dave had to bug out for supper or something.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. There he is.
Where's Bob and Pearl? Bob and Pearl was showing a picture where they was driving in the snow today. In their Jeep. In their Jeep.
No. Well, you can find it if you drive high enough, I suppose. So let's see if I can find it. You're WCRV. Let me say hi to everybody. We've been patiently waiting there. There you go. There's jet lag Jen. She probably should be sleeping. I don't even know. I think she got about 3 hours worth of sleep on her flight last night. Welcome back from Hawaii, Jen. And WCRV Adventures is saying hi to everybody. Glad to have you guys here. So I thought at the last minute I'd fallen asleep, but I totally missed it and kept trying to figure out the clock. Okay. I can understand that. I can understand that. Life with Lenny is in the house. Glad to have you here. Well, let's see. Oh my gosh. We covered a lot in the half hour before we brought everybody on. So sorry about that, guys. Yeah. You still have your camera up now, Don. You're boondocking. Let me see if I can throw. This is we've been talking about boondocking and different places to stay. And I'm saying one of the things that I like finding is these abandoned malls, and that is what we had the video when you all joined us. I did notice that you weren't here about the time we were halfway through the video and nobody was commenting. And I thought, wait a minute, the counter's not counting and nobody said anything. So there you go. Don, let me show your boondocking. This is my favorite right there. That's out your front windshield. And
yes, I took that about 2 hours ago.
That is fantastic. That is fantastic. And that is truly where I would love to be. So nice job on that.
Yeah, it's Fillmore wildlife management area. right off of I-15 by Fillmore. Did I say Philmont or Fillmore? I was at Philmont last night. Fillmore tonight.
Okay. Yeah. No, that is that we talked a little bit, so we're gonna have to kind of go back over it a little bit. I think I am getting attacked by bugs, so if you see me grabbing the bug spray, but I will tell you, you know, that I do like those abandoned malls. Typically, they've been cleaned up. They're, you know, obviously the hurricane damage hasn't been taken care of on the building, but the parking lot and even the landscaping, it looks like they're keeping up with it. So Bill says I had to get a head start on happy hour, and I do apparently, because I drank all of my happy hour here. But I was telling Dawn, I woke up this morning. Now I had my choice of that abandoned mall, or 30 miles further up the road, I had a rest area. Now, I'm not a big fan of rest areas. This is the Welcome Center in South Carolina. And I thought, you know, I could run up there, you know, another 30 miles would be good to add on to my day. At this point, I had only done about 34 miles. And I just couldn't, I couldn't pass this one up. I pulled into that parking lot. I parked. It was the quietest night. Nobody parked next to me with their engines running. It was fantastic. And I woke up this morning with a breeze blowing my face through the window, and it smelled like honeysuckle.
Wow.
And I'll tell you what, Georgia and South Carolina have the best smelling states in the country. I'm just going to throw it out there and say, man, it is just. Now I've got a fire going tonight right there, and all I can smell is mosquito spray because I had to spray down earlier. It is buggy. It is very buggy.
Yeah, where you're at, Dave, is they normally have a big bonfire every night. Have you seen?
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna have to.
The pavilion, and they have big bonfire every night. At least they were. I was there Christmas a year ago, and all during I was there. I guess 2 weeks maybe. I have to look, but yeah, every night.
Nice.
And
yeah, I'm gonna have to.
And they play bingo too.
Okay. I have to look that up and see. I do want to. Now, the last time that I was here, I did not get over to it, but they have a plantation house right next to the park that's been turned into a museum. I want to try to get over there and see if I can't enjoy that a little bit. So what have you?
I didn't go inside, but I filmed the outside 360. You know.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to go inside and check it out. So there's not too many of these plantation houses left.
Right.
They were burned down in the war by the Union troops for the most part, unless they strategically were using them as field hospitals and to house troops and things like that. So we lost a lot of that history during the Civil War. But
definitely. And we're trying to lose more of it now.
Yeah. So I do have a video to share, and let's see. I got in. I was saying we're have to go over this a little bit. I got into St. Augustine on the way up here, and I had about 4 hours to spend during the afternoon, one afternoon. And I have to tell you, I want to get back to St. Augustine. I want to spend some time there. In that 4 hours, there was just so much to see, and what an amazing town that is. So I'm going to have to figure out what either Thousand Trails Campground or what is close to it.
There's nothing like that close to it. But
No.
the state park, which is hard to get into, is gorgeous. It's like being in a jungle in your own. You can't see anybody else, and then you've got the ocean right there in the state park, so it is gorgeous.
Yeah. Real quick, it is open mic night. One of my favorite nights of the week. Then this is a chance for you to come on and share with us. And I'd like to see if we could invite Tom and Lori on. Tom and Lori, they're in the house.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, they kind of hung up on a problem there, and I think they've got it all figured out. Yep. But I didn't get to. All I had was a text saying it's too much to text. So maybe we can get them to click the link below and come on and share with us. That would, I'd love that. See if we can find out what Tom and Lori are doing. You are headed up to get ready to go into Alaska.
Yep, I'm working my way there slowly, about 80 miles a day, or excuse me, at a time. Not every day, but
yeah.
Yep.
And you're in Kanab. How do you pronounce that? Kanab, Utah?
Where I'm at?
Yeah.
That's closest town I know where I'm at is Fillmore.
Okay.
I was at a KOA 2 days ago that I stayed at under RPI, so it was only $15 a night. I stayed there 3 nights. And that was in Hurricane, I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, Utah, where I stayed 3 or 4 years ago when I filmed Zion.
Yeah.
But then I stayed under KOA and spent big bucks. But anyhow, and then last night, I did have a choice. I was going to go to a rest area, but I went 12 miles further to Fremont Wash. Very quiet and peaceful. Unfortunately, Utah has had high winds for the last 3 days.
Yeah.
And I think right now it's about as calm as it's been in the last 3 days.
Yeah. Everybody's getting excited about that Alaska trip. I think you guys are going to have a blast headed up there. I'm a little sad I don't get to join you, but you know what? I think you guys are going to have a blast.
Yeah, it's too bad. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, but, I see Tom in the green room. I got a thumbs up. Let's see. There's Tom. How you doing, Tom?
Hey, I'm good.
Welcome into it.
How are you guys?
Hi, Tom. I'm good.
Tom, I have a question for you.
Okay.
What did you break now?
I guess you'll have to wait till Wednesday to find out.
I know.
What can you give us a little? I mean, for the people that are here to enjoy the show, give us a little bit of a what happened?
So Lori, what really happened?
Hey, Tom.
No, wait a minute. This isn't phone a friend, Tom.
Wait a minute. Tom, just say Tom's really strong, and it's not strong smelling. Okay.
Yeah, I did not know my own strength.
Oh
while changing a tire.
Oh
no. It's all fixed. We're on the road. We're heading north.
Okay. Now where are you guys at? If you don't mind me asking.
We are at the pond at Beatty.
Oh yeah, now you guys have stopped there before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
When we got here, was it Wednesday? We got here Wednesday. There was like 2 other rigs here, and that was it. And then Thursday morning, we went, Oh, look, here comes some people. Oh, look, here comes some people. Oh, look, here comes some more people. Oh, look, here's a whole group of people. What's going on? Is it a holiday weekend? What did we miss? Did we not get the memo? What's going on? We ended up with 30 rigs surrounding us.
Yeah.
And none of them, zero, had solar. They all had generators.
Oh, no.
Open frame generators.
Oh, no.
And they ran continuously.
Oh.
They finally left this morning.
Oh, yes. And you let out a little cheer, maybe a lot of cheer.
And we're leaving in the morning, tomorrow morning. So
okay.
But there was what was it called? A poker run this weekend for buggies, and so everybody that was here had at least one buggy, one 4x4. Oh, it's been crazy the last 3 days. It's been crazy.
Yeah, that's not the usual quiet Beatty that you guys normally stay at. Well,
not even close.
Wow.
Not even close.
Well, if you wouldn't have broke stuff, you wouldn't have had to stay so long.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh well. Like we always say, it's all part of the adventure.
It is. It absolutely is. I mean, what if we got out here and to tell people what happened? I said, nothing happened.
That's right. That's right.
You know, it's too bad that happened to you, but at least it was for a good cause.
It was. You know, both Lori and I were PO'd at them, and we were, doing this until she researched it, and she just typed in something on her phone. Yeah, something around Beatty, and it popped up that this thing was going on, and I went, okay, at least they're doing it for a good cause.
Yeah.
It kind of changed. It did. It changed my whole attitude toward the whole group that surrounded us.
Not on the open frame generators, though.
Oh my God. And the guy was probably 25 feet away from us at the most.
Oh no.
He had the generator facing us. It was a 5,500 watt open frame generator that started running at 6:48 a.m. and didn't stop until 6 p.m. It didn't stop.
It just the whole day. They didn't run it at night?
No, actually, we were lucky they didn't run it at night.
Oh, that's. I guess if you have to look at the positive, at least you got that little positive out of it.
That's a big positive.
Yeah, because I hear them all the time, and I assume they're running CPAP or something like that at night.
That's kind of what we thought, but they weren't running at night. It was just all day long.
Well, people like to watch their TV, Tom.
or run an AC or something.
Lori's yelling from the other room. She says, then go to an RV park and plug in.
Oh, well, I'm with Lori. We never say anything, but yeah, there's Lenny. Lenny is in here. Come on, Lenny. You can click that little link. You can come on here. They're all getting excited about heading to Alaska. Now,
oh, I know. Yeah. They're going to have a blast.
I think so.
It wouldn't just be Lenny. It'd probably be Lenny, Angela, Wayne, and Carrie. They're all traveling together.
They're all traveling together, right?
Yeah.
To get up to Montana.
And Bob and Pearl, right?
Yeah, but Bob and Pearl's taking another route right now.
Yeah.
They're coming from the south.
They all meet up. Yeah.
Okay.
Montana.
Okay.
I think Bob and Pearl aren't they in Elko right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in Elko.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful route going up through Montana too. I mean, it's all beautiful. So you're gonna, Don, you going up the way that you're going. If you're going with Lenny and them, you're gonna be crossing some mountains going into. I imagine you're going up through Calgary and up that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is just stunning through that way. So you're not going to miss a thing. So no. Going north, the rush is on. Yeah, they're running. They're you got to time that just right. And getting up to Alaska is one of those things where you want to leave yourself enough time to get up there, enjoy it, and then get back down again.
Yeah. And it's not the gold rush; it's a Bitcoin rush.
Bitcoin.
Well, Tom, I know every now and then you guys just want to come on for a few minutes and say hi, but I'd love to have you stay on if you want to, Jordan.
Nah, I don't need to.
Tom, I've never learned how to exit. That's my problem.
Well, I've got somebody standing over there going, "You need to get off there so we can eat." Oh, okay. She didn't say it like that.
Well, she's the one holding the camera, so I guess you better go.
Well,
right,
Tom,
it was good seeing you.
Yeah, good having you on. I'm glad that you came on to kind of tell people. Look for Wednesday. The video's coming out.
Wednesday, 2:00.
I don't want to wait till Wednesday to find out what you broke.
We'll talk later. Guys.
All right. We'll see you guys.
Tell Miss Lori I said hi. You guys drive safe.
Okay.
All right. Bye. Oh, good having them on. Yeah, I saw that, and I didn't get the gist of everything that they had going on, but yeah. Oh, WCRV Adventure says it's still cold up there. Yeah, Lady and them, I think they're all up. I think they're still in Wisconsin. I'm not sure. And that's
I think they're in South Dakota.
Are they in South Dakota? Okay, so they're moving a little bit though from the last at the last live they were up in Wisconsin, I think. So yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I've got to go and refill my my happy hour here. Let's see if I can find that video of St. Augustine. Yeah, I spend some time, and there's let's get Lenny on here. I see Lenny. Are you ready, Lenny, or are you still setting up? He's ready. Okay, hold on a second. There we go.
Let's see if I can get this out here.
Lenny, how you doing?
There they all are.
You're not.
Hi, how's it going? Hi.
Oh, we got Wayne and Carrie in the background.
Yeah.
Where's Dave? How are you guys doing?
We're doing good. I was trying to, I don't know what it is, but Safari doesn't allow us to go into the studio here and make this thing work. So I had to kind of rigamaroo it around.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
That's
another reason why I don't have iPhone.
For everything else, it seems to work okay. It's just that part is a little bit screwy.
Nice.
Yeah, we're all in South Dakota. The four of us are, and we're heading towards the wall. We'll be taking off tomorrow. And what's going on back there?
So Angela.
Oh, yeah, Angela's here too. She's right there.
Oh, there she.
Hi guys.
Let's see snow back there.
Is that snow in the background you got there?
No, it's just starting to get dark out right here.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like snow, but
so y'all gonna boondock on Badlands Wall, huh?
We're gonna try and do 2 nights if it's not too windy.
It's our first time.
Yeah, it's Wayne and Carrie's first time. They've never been there.
Oh, it's short. I mean, it's neat. It's neat.
I don't think I know where you guys are talking about either. So it sounds like someplace I would love to go and check out.
It's down the road from Wall Drug. It's a boondocking spot that's right on like the edge of the Badlands. You kind of look out of your windshield and you're looking all the way across the Badlands.
National Park.
Just outside the park.
Yeah, right, just outside the park.
Yeah.
Wow. Love it. And that's all boondocking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, on the edge.
Yeah, on the edge. Yeah. Yeah, we're all starting to head. We're starting to head that way, head towards Montana, toward the crossing point. So
yeah. Now, are you meeting up with Dawn or you guys?
yeah, we're all meeting up in Shelby, Montana.
Oh,
yeah, we're all gonna meet there and all cross together. That way, we have enough bail money in case anybody needs it.
All right. Somebody forgot a gun or something.
Yeah.
Don.
Don.
No, not me.
No, you got to leave those things in storage or something. Leave them with a friend. Yeah. No, that's going to be a fantastic trip for you guys.
Yeah, so, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're very, very excited about it.
Okay, I have to ask Wayne and Carrie there in the background because you guys are Floridians. How you doing with that cold weather up there? Yeah,
got hoodies and jackets, Dave,
and a heated blanket.
There you go. Oh, that's fantastic.
It only takes like 100 watts, so we're golden.
Okay, cool. Now you guys are kind of getting your boondocking legs under you, aren't you?
Ooh, yeah.
We're gonna learn a lot. We're gonna learn a lot with Lenny and Angela, and then Don and Bob and Pearl.
You are in good company, and you guys are you guys are outfitted well. So all of you are. I know you're gonna do well. So no, I think you're gonna have a fantastic trip.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, I think.
Yeah.
We just went through a small town today, and I pointed out, I'm like, look, there's a dump station, a free dump station right there in this little bitty small town we were driving through.
And they went, it's free?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
No, we downloaded I
Overlander, yep.
And
I've been using it.
Love it.
Yeah, I've been using it. You have to be a little careful with that one because some of the places are, mainly for vans that that usually caters to the van life crowd, and doesn't usually. Some of the places don't quite have enough room for big rigs, so you have to kind of.
Overlander 2 app has a disclaimer on there. Well, not a disclaimer. It has a little button for big rigs, so that'll be helpful. Okay,
I like it. So
and they grade out the ones that people have reported are no longer available for people to stop by.
Yeah. No, you guys are gonna have a fantastic trip. So.
Where's Waldo? Waldo.
Oh. Let's see. Did we lose Don? There's Don.
We can't lose Don already. We're just starting out.
Now,
we had to start the show before y'all came. Before it was actually broadcast.
Oh yeah, we were doing pretty good, were we? It was. No, we were doing pretty good. Hey, how come nobody told me about St. Augustine?
What's going on with St. Augustine?
What do you want to know, Dave?
I have never been to St. Augustine.
Oh, and kidding! I'm so sorry.
And
Augustine.
What a fantastic place! I'm just gonna say.
It is. That's beautiful there.
You can't see anything behind me, Carol.
Oh, look at this.
Here's Gary.
There's Mr. Gary.
Hey.
It's a Gary.
Just like that, we're on the show.
Yeah.
We got the country and Canada covered now.
Absolutely. Gary, you got some people heading up there your way. Could you turn up the heat a little bit?
We'd appreciate it.
Well,
I don't know.
He can't hear us.
I had a couple windows open there. Things were a little confusing.
Oh,
Gary, there's some Florida license plates coming that way. We're going to need some heat.
Well, if I get over there in time, I'll wave you through.
How you doing, Gary?
I'm doing great. Doing great.
Good.
I had
Good.
I had my official shit show hat on today, and I dumped the tanks.
Okay.
Nice.
That was today. I dumped the tanks, and Carol does the laundry. You know, she doesn't want to dump the tanks, and I don't want to do the laundry, so it works out.
There you go. There you go. You had now you're back home in good old Canada.
We are. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we are in the Pinery, which is our favorite place to be in Canada, or one of. We have about 4 really good spots that we like to go, and this is one of them. And take a little walk down by the river every day with the dog, and you know, Carol gets her 10,000 steps in here, and I don't know, we're having a good time. It's nice to be home.
Nice.
In your opinion, Gary, does it help us or hurt us if we say, "Hey, we're with Gary," when we get to the border?
It probably wouldn't help. Yeah, I don't know.
I think you got your answer there, Letty. You probably shouldn't.
All right. What if they ask, "Do you know Gary?" Should we say no?
Well, they always let me in, and they let me out. So I don't know.
Let him in because of me.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I'm the good cop. She's the bad cop.
Well, Gary, what have you been working on lately?
Not much, man. Enjoying life.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm shooting all kinds of footage, but not making any videos out of it. I got all kinds of footage, though.
I got you.
See if I can make this work here.
Well, you know some of the stuff going on here, Dave. I had enough mechanical problems lately.
Yeah, you had kind of an odd on your trip back north. You had kind of an odd electrical thing pop up, and I think you've nailed it, haven't you?
Well, I've stopped it from happening so far, but I still got to figure out. I got a bad ground somewhere. You know, every time I go to start my generator off the house batteries, it won't go. I got to push the battery boost switch to make it go. So I think I have a bad ground on the battery side.
Okay.
And, you know, I had a heat problem in the battery bay coming up here, and I just pulled over and I shut everything off in there, and I put a fan in there to cool it and kept going. But it's never been the same since.
Yeah.
And so there's that issue, and I replaced the. I had a GFCI breaker in my kitchen that kept going out. It was going out constantly for weeks, sometimes a couple times a day, even with nothing plugged into it. And I changed my my battery isolation manager, which is this cool gadget. And all of a sudden, no more breaker kicking out, which is really weird because I can't imagine what it has to do with it. But it hasn't kicked out in like 6 or 7 days now. So that's good. And we got a slide out motor that failed. You know, we went to pulling the slide out, and it went bang, bang, like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't go in. So I got the jacks going, and I tilted the coach like that. Now, Carol thought we were going to flip over or something, but tilted it all the way over, and I managed to pull the slide downhill in, right?
Okay.
Because we were at a Harvest Host, and we had to move on. And so I did that there. And then in the Pinery here, I did some troubleshooting, found out it was the motor, contacted Integra, and Integra said, "Oh, we can ship that motor for $539 US." I went, "Great. Where are you?" "I'm in Canada." "Oh, we don't ship to Canada. We have to ship to a dealer in Canada. We can't ship to an individual." So I contacted the dealer that I bought my motorhome from, and they said they could get me the motor for $13.99. And I said, "Well, it's $539. You know, I know that's US. Now it's $13.99 Canadian to come here. So it's actually about $1,009 US. They're marking it up $470.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So then I contacted the only other Jayco dealer, because Jayco owns Integra now. The only other Jayco dealer in Ontario, and they're only an hour from here, whereas my regular dealer is about 3 hours. I contacted them, and they said, "Oh yeah, we can get that for you in 5 days for what was it, Carol? $839, which is If you convert that back to US, they marked it up $50 instead of 470.
Wow. That works. That works.
So I'm definitely dealing with them in the future. Yeah, my original dealer, like, it's gone bad. So when we first got our coach, we could go there, we could stay on the property while they fix stuff, overnight. And then it came to a point, well, we'll get it done in a day, and you can stay here and wait for it to get done. And then it got to now you have to leave your coach there for a week, even if you just want an oil change. Like, how's that going to work? So we're quite happy to be starting out with another dealer now instead of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Wow. I don't know if anybody heard any of that. You guys are breaking up now. Was I clear?
Yeah, no, you were clear. You were
good.
Clear. Yeah.
All right. I rambled on. How about you guys?
Well, good. So what have you heard? How much of the show?
Not much. I just realized the show was on because, with Dave, you can't tell what time the show is on anymore, right?
So, especially tonight. Well, you really missed it tonight, Gary, because I thought we were live, and Dawn and I were having a conversation for about 20 minutes before I realized we weren't live. So
well, that's hilarious.
Dave and myself already done our show.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Is this show as good as the show you guys did?
No, it was the one that we did to start it off. It was so much better. So
that's why I did.
Right on.
No.
Yeah,
well, I have.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, when you talk about working on stuff, and I know Lenny likes to see me working on brakes and all that. We got the brakes all done, and at some point I'm going to have to kick out that video. I've got a couple of requests, but I had to make the decision from here whether I turned and went to Kentucky or if I continued on with my plans heading north. And because Kentucky is the nearest RV salvage place that has the fender that I need for the coach.
Oh, you found one.
What's that?
You found one.
I did find one, but it is so far out of the way though that it's 500 or 600 miles out of the way and will take me off of my route by at least a couple weeks. That I've decided I'm probably going to hit that up on the way back down from Maine when I get done in the Northeast. And I was looking at your coach when you were driving out of the Keys there, and I tell you, without that fender there, you look really manly. It's got kind of that race car look to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, really. That kind of what they call smash up derby look.
Hey, Dave. You have to get you a piece of plywood, bolt it up there, and put a big Band-Aid on it.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. I like that idea.
I still have the original pieces. I could put the other piece up there and put the Band-Aid over that. But
there you go. That's what. Do it.
No, the problem with that is if it falls off and hits somebody else's rig, now I'm responsible for their.
Aren't those things fiberglass? You can't have that rebuilt?
It is fiberglass, and believe it or not, I know how to work with fiberglass, and I have thought about doing that, quite honestly. So I have worked with fiberglass enough that I could actually rebuild that. There's a lot of work that's involved in making that happen. So
yeah.
And
to make it look good in the end, it takes a while to get that right.
Yeah, it would look good. It's a lot of work to put two torn pieces of fiberglass back together again. I know what's involved in doing it, and that is an option for people that have an accident with their rig, and and it's fiberglass that's gotten somehow damaged. But it's costly, and it's a pain in the ass to be. It's not costly for me if I did it myself, but it would be twice the cost than of buying a used fender off of say, an old unit. So that's kind of what I'm looking at.
They can't ship Kentucky. They can't ship.
They can. I have a little bit of a problem trying to receive a truck shipment.
Right.
And yeah, most of your UPS stores, which would be about my only option, they don't accept truck shipments. So where do I get this thing shipped to? I don't know.
How about don't you have a brother up in New England and you're going to see or something?
I do, and I've been to his place before. And you're not gonna get a truck in there.
No.
So I'm lucky at 12'6" to get in and to him. So yeah, I would love to do that because he would absolutely help me get that taken care of. But yeah, I have
I used to work for UPS at one time, and they have low profile trucks for certain areas, right? So
yeah,
it is possible.
Yeah. This is bigger than UPS or FedEx, from what I understand. Talking to the guy on the phone, and it has to go truck freight, and it's not particularly heavy. It would be 2 pallets, or one long pallet. But he said you really have to have some place to receive truck freight. So, and I don't really have that.
Probably somebody with a fork truck too.
Oh, you cut out. What was that?
Probably somebody with a fork truck too to get it off the trailer.
Yeah, possibly. I imagine I could get it off there, because I imagine the whole piece doesn't weigh more than 50 pounds. So the actual pallet and whatever they build around it is going to weigh the most out of any of it. So yeah, I just thought, you know what, this is probably best that I can just plan Kentucky into my route. When I'm heading back from Maine, I'm going to be heading back to the Southwest, and it would be easy enough to hit up this place in Kentucky on the way back. So,
well, where are you now?
Right now in Yemassee, South Carolina.
Oh, I see that. Yeah, when we go back to Canada, we swing over to Kentucky and stay at Devil's Cavern, Diamond Caverns.
Yeah. And I wouldn't mind going there and seeing that. So that's absolutely on my list. So
I guess you're too far east already, right? You're
no. I could make the trip up and make it. It's just that when I'm adding up the time and it's going to take me out of my route for about 2 weeks. It's going to throw my timing off, and I just decided, you know what, it's
maybe you got to go 120 miles a day for a little while.
I don't do that, Gary.
Oh, I've seen you do it when it snows.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you chased me to Florida.
I will. My no snowflake policy is stronger than my 70-mile rule.
When we left, we
don't want to miss the butterfly breeding season up in the Northeast either.
Yeah, we almost met around Tennessee, or I don't even remember where we were, but we're just a little too far apart, right?
Yeah.
And I said, well, we're headed to Florida. And you said, oh, I won't be down there for 2 weeks. Well, you were there 3 days later.
Yeah. There's a thing they called the polar vortex. Now, I don't know what that is, but I know that it sounded cold.
It comes from Canada, and it's not fun.
Yeah. No, I decided, probably going to pass on that.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys have a good time on your trip to Alaska. Carol and I wish we were going, but it's not going to work for us. But should be a fun time. People tell me all the time, you got to go. They go, you got to watch out for this. You got to watch out for that. But go,
But go, yeah. Now, you haven't been up to Alaska, Gary?
No, but I've seen, 10,000 mountains in BC, so I'm good.
Right.
But I would like to go, but it just seems like a long way to go to see another epic scene,
Right. Yeah,
but,
it is.
I don't know if any of you guys have ever spent any time in real mountains, but it's something for sure. And
Oh yeah,
I can understand the urge to go.
I have.
oh yeah, yeah.
One time we went out west on motorcycles. We went across Canada, and we got to BC, and we met some guy that owned a campground in the middle of nowhere, BC. I don't even know where that was. And they had a fire restriction on at the time. They said you couldn't burn wood or anything. And we went into this guy's campground, and he had a pile of wood like the size of a tractor trailer on the ground there. And he said that you guys can have a fire if you want, just don't get carried away. But we said, well, isn't there fire restrictions? He goes, this is my land, and I'm telling you can have a fire. So we stayed there we drove like crazy to get out there, and then we stayed there for about a week or 10 days. And there was a river beside our campsite. We took our motorcycles down to the river and washed them there. And it was such a great experience. The wildlife and everything. Birds come taking food right out of your hands.
Yeah, I can imagine it.
To see,
I can imagine it.
You didn't know to be afraid of you,
Right.
But what town was that near?
I'm sorry?
Do you remember what town that was near?
Oh, God, no. Carol, do you remember where we stayed in that campground by the river in BC? I haven't got a clue. I think it was near Kamloops or something.
It'll be in our check. I'll check on our
what?
Wizard.
No, I'm talking about when we went on a motorcycle.
Oh, that. Oh, no.
Not the time we went in our living room. The time we went on a motorcycle.
I have to look at a map.
I tell you, when you drive across Canada on a motorcycle and back, and then you go 20 years later in your living room of your motorhome, it's completely different.
Yep, absolutely.
A sleep number bed is way better than sleeping on hard ground.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I agree.
Well, we think it's going to be a pretty exciting adventure.
Sure. You guys are gonna have a blast. I'm excited for you. I will get up to Alaska someday, but it's probably going to be on a boat of some sort because I just do not want to drive up there. But I could totally see doing a cruise up to Alaska.
Yeah, it's nice to look at from a boat for sure.
Yeah.
So, challenge accepted.
There you go. Well, hey guys, I'm going to throw up a video here real quick of St. Augustine. I'm going to come back and we'll kind of end things up here. And then anybody that wants to stay for the after show, stay for the after show. So, but this is a little bit, just a taste of St. Augustine. Believe me, this video could be much longer because it doesn't even cover the fort. It doesn't cover the bay. Wow. Beautiful marina they got there. Gary, we're talking about boats. You should see the marina at St. Augustine.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I believe
All right. Let me see if I can. Oh.
That might be out of our league, though. Maybe. Just a smidgen.
I don't know. See if I can throw it up there. There we go.
You have arrived.
St. Augustine, Florida has oversized parking. It's actually free parking, one of the few places where you can park for free if you happen to be in an oversized RV or driving a bus. I see a couple of people there kind of cheating because they just have a pickup truck, and I don't think that counts. I am headed north, and I just saw St. Augustine on my map. I missed it last time that I was here, and how can I resist stopping this time and seeing some of St. Augustine, including the fort. We're going down there. St. Augustine, the oldest city in the U.S. It actually wasn't even the United States when they founded this city. Truth be told, I guess that Pensacola, as I recall, was actually established just a handful of years before St. Augustine, but a hurricane came through, wiped out Pensacola, and nobody lived there for another 100 years after that hurricane. Oh, look at this rig. Now there's a way to get around town. I'm not going to be here that long. I just stopped for the day. Everywhere you go in Florida, there's warning signs. And yet people still play with the darn things. Little waterways and walkways and bridges all around, and there's where our train ended up, right over there. He's probably going to be pulling out here. Oh, he is. There you go. Well, that'd be kind of a cool job. Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum back over that way. The fort is over that way. I'm gonna work my way that way, but this is kind of where the town was. And this was all claimed by the Spaniards or the Spanish. And the Spanish even built this gate when they constructed the city. I'm gonna go in and just see what's here. I did walk up to it, and I was looking at the wall earlier, and I'm always fascinated by this. You can see the different bullet marks on the wall. Including, if you go to the inside, bullet marks on the inside. Or obviously it was probably overtaken at that point. The British tried to get into that fort. They couldn't overtake it, so they came back here and burned the town down. Now you can pretty much get any number of touristy things. They have a wine bar and ice cream shop and even beer.
There's the oldest schoolhouse right there on the right side.
The oldest wooden schoolhouse in St. Augustine. Well, yeah, you gotta pay admission if you want to go in. I'm gonna save my admission for the fort, because I know they're gonna charge to get in there, but that's still pretty cool.
Looks like an old RV.
That's pretty cool. Yes, definitely yes. Ooh, that's hot. I like it. Well, there you go. Yeah, just a little sneak peek of St. Augustine. 1565 is when that goes back a minute.
Yeah.
You know, when we were there, we took a little tour, and they told us that the tour guy told us if you dig more than 18 inches, you got to have an archaeologist on site by law.
Wow.
You know what? I could believe that.
Yeah.
And while we were there, they were saying, the bus tour lady was saying that they were redoing a church floorboard, and in the last 2 weeks, and found 4 bodies under it.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Wow. you know what? I saw so much in that 4 hours that I was there. I am definitely going back there. I want to spend some time, including I got some marina. So if you're going to stick around for the happy hour or for the after show there, Gary, I'll show you a little bit of those boats out there on the marina. I did not get to go over to the big marina. This is just the mooring area. And there were some beautiful boats out there too. But I look forward to getting back there and spending some time there. You know, it's funny, you discover these places as you're traveling, and it's like, damn, I wish I would have spent more time or planned more time.
Our passport's handy.
Yeah.
Can I go?
You can always go back.
Well, I can, and I will be back. I absolutely will be back. Life with Lenny, WCRV Adventures, Cowboy Biker Adventures, Don, Mr. Gary, RV Living Life. Thank you guys for being here. It's always fun.
Before everyone goes, can I give you guys a tip for crossing?
Yes.
Okay, so passports, everyone's got them. I don't know if you guys have dealt with passports.
Yeah.
But customs like it if you open it to the photo page. So you take your two passports, you put them together like that, and they're both open to the page that the photos are on. Much glare. There we go. See that? That's how you give it to them. Never offer them anything they don't ask for. Never say anything they didn't ask you. Just no, once, whatever, right? Just answer every question. Don't offer any information. The only times I've ever been stopped or looked at was one time when he asked, just you and the dog and the coach? And I said, yeah, my wife's not with me today. And because I said that, he came inside and looked to see if there was anybody else in there. And another time when we were crossing, they had a new thing about dogs where you had to have a certain form made up for dogs. And they asked who's in the RV. And I said, my wife and I and my dog. And I have her new paper that she's required. And he goes, really, you have a paper for the dog? How many dogs do you have in there? I'm coming in, So that was 2 times that I just said 1 or 2 words that I wasn't asked, and I got looked at.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, the less you say, the better.
Certain foods you can't bring.
Oh, yeah. And, of course, you got to go to the CB whatever site, the CBSA site, and don't bring certain foods, right? No poultry, no fish, no fresh veggies, And the basic stuff, right?
Can you bring cheese?
Don't have any fresh veggies, no problem.
Yeah, I know. So, you know what? We when we went from BC to California, when we were going around the U.S., bridge out to cross into the U.S. into I guess Washington State or whatever, and then we went to a Walmart, filled up. Then we drove to California, and they go, "What's in your fridge?" So it can be independent by state as well, right? Like but definitely no weapons, of course, no pepper sprays, no bear sprays, nothing like that. Nothing aggressive, no switchblades or any funny knives. You can have kitchen knives, stuff like that. Nothing they can consider a weapon, right? But handing them the passports correctly, both open to the picture page, they like that because they can just take it and put them in front of and start entering information, right? And that's about it. We've had many easy crossings.
Good advice. Good advice. Thank you, Gary.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gary.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have a good week, and I'm hoping that on your Alaska trip, somebody will check in here at the live each week and let us know where you're at and how it's going. And since now I know Bob and Pearl are going to be off in a different direction, I may have to see if I can get him to come over and share. And that would be good to see if we could get everybody together for that at least.
Yeah. Bob and Pearl aren't going?
They're going.
They're taking a different route.
No. Okay. Coming back, they are.
Oh, I see.
Oh, they are. So they are meeting over there in Montana.
Yeah, I'm meeting up with them at Island Park, Idaho, here in I don't know 6, 7, 8 days. Yep.
Okay. Well, that's better. That's better.
Yep.
All right, guys. So everybody have a good week. Drive safely, and we will see you guys next week. All right. Take care, everybody.
Yeah,
See you guys.
I don't think.
Bye bye.
And let's see.